Hey everybody, I'm Dustin.
I'm Jordan.
And guess who this is? Our first guest ever, founding father 001, J.K. John the Kaelin. Everybody give it up for John Kaelin, founding father number one. John brought a bottle. He wanted, he's not going to show it to us yet, but he wanted to be on the cast, but also, or on the pod, I don't know how you say it, what the cool kids say, but he brought a bottle.
YouTubes.
On the show.
Yeah, on the YouTube. So he knows the format. He is OG. He knows what's going on. He's been watching and listening and paying attention for these past 5 episodes.
I also will say that I'm probably the one who started you down your bourbon journey.
I mean, yes, I definitely could say that John Kaelin had a big hand in my history in bourbon. Basically 16, 18 weeks ago, we were in Kentucky for your 40th birthday.
Yep.
He had this great party where we all went down to Bourbon Row and did the tours, played golf, did all that stuff. And now I started a business around bourbon. So that's how I do things.
That's right. That's right. So, okay, are we going to do this?
Well, I'm just I'm thankful that you're here for starters.
Thank
you for coming and being on the show. And, it's only really our moms that watch, but hi, Mom.
Yeah.
And
if you are watching and you're new, what we do is basically show and tell. So John brought a bottle. We don't know what it is. He's going to educate us on the bottle, on the distiller or the procurer. Oh my gosh.
That's a lot of pages.
That is a book. This is a novel.
You know me.
Press pause, grab a snack, get a drink. This is going to take a while.
Get comfortable. And
pour yourself a bourbon.
We don't drink it out of the paper bag like
those. We should.
No, and you can tell it's so tall that I had to get 2 bags.
Double bag.
I had to double bag it. Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm excited to know what it is.
All right,
drum
ready?
roll, please.
Ready? So first, before you guys do this, before the drum roll, you guys have already done this distillery. So I'm not going to talk about the history of the distillery.
Great.
Smooth Ambler.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. So you guys ready? Drum roll.
Oh, I know it. I know it. I saw the lid.
You saw it. It is Old Forester, 1897,
holy cow.
Bottled in bond.
This is part of the Whiskey Row series,
correct? One of the 6. And so the reason I wanted to bring this is I wanted to learn more about what bottled in bond means. And so that's what we're going to talk about today.
I'm really glad you didn't bring 1920.
Well, he said we already did one. So
you guys did 1920.
Oh, he's seen it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, of course I.
So, well, I didn't know.
And that's the reason.
We have episodes that are recorded that aren't out yet. And so I don't know what. I can't remember.
You're the one that.
I know.
You're the one who puts it there.
I know,
right,
but I forget.
So
I do a lot of editing.
I've always wanted to try this, and I've always
Can I see the bottle?
Yeah, of course.
Look at that green.
Please.
I love that.
Okay,
green.
so I can put this down and not hold it anymore.
Look at those highlighted things.
Yeah, I researched. My sourcing is impeccable. You can tell it's Wikipedia. So
I went to one location.
No, I got multiple.
Sir, you don't have to print the internet.
I'm like my father. Anyway, so first misconception about bottled in bond is I thought it meant it was bottled in Bond County, Kentucky. That's what I thought it.
I didn't know there was a Bond County.
That's what I thought it meant. It was like if you said you were bottled in bond, it had to have been bottled in Bond County.
I thought James Bond drank it and then
second misconception is that it's brewed by a British secret agent.
Who then urinated it out?
Yes.
Because it was in Bond.
Yeah, correct. Also false.
He just ate the hops. I mean, he ate the
hops.
Not the
I wasn't
hops.
aware.
Sorry, that's beer. He just ate
the sour mash.
The sour mash.
He ate the mash.
And
okay.
The rye.
But I'm sorry. That probably wasn't good for the. Yeah. Anyway,
it's okay.
So what bottled in bond is? It's named for an act, the Bottled in Bond Act of 1897, which was really the first kind of consumer protection, food and drink act.
Why did they need to be protected?
Well, that's a great question, Jordan.
Jordan, you nailed that one, man. Good job.
Checks in the mail. Thanks for the softball. So prior to 1897, bourbon, as you've said many times on the podcast, as long as it's been in an oak barrel for 1 second, it can be called bourbon.
Right.
Well, that was before this. You could call anything bourbon. So people were putting tobacco, acid, gasoline, just all types of stuff to make it more palatable. And
gasoline.
Yeah, right. And to make it more palatable.
I've often wondered.
So the U.S. government stepped in and said, "Hey, we're gonna
like they do.
If you're gonna call it bourbon, we're going to have it this bottled in bond act. And so what bond means is like almost like a license, like it's bonded. You know, that you have
stamp of approval.
Correct.
So the bourbon went to jail.
Yes.
And then they had to get
and
let
then
out of
cash
jail.
only bond. Right.
Okay.
So to be labeled as bottled in bond or bonded, it must be the product of one distillation season. Okay. By one distiller at one distillery, and it must have been aged in a federally bonded warehouse under U.S. government supervision for at least 4 years, and proofed at least 100.
Oh, so 4 years.
Yeah.
Straight whiskey or straight bourbon is 2 years, and bottled in bond is 4.
At least 4. Okay. And so this was actually updated. So I've got another printout that says like how it was changed. Uh-huh. So the original act was 1897. It was updated in another federal code or something that added a little bit more stuff, which includes other distilled spirits. So it's not just whiskey. You know, anything it has to be made out of the same materials. It can't be blended. One distiller.
So with this, you're not having any of this blended, like right here, 14-year-old and 18-year-old bourbons blended.
Yeah.
Like that doesn't happen.
It's you can blend it from the same season. Correct. So barrels from the same season.
You guys, I have the best Crest whitening toothpaste in bottled in bond.
What?
It's so good.
It's distilled in one season.
Keep it in one,
right,
in one tube.
Right.
I'm telling you, is minty fresh.
The other thing that was added to the updated code was that only water could be added to cut it.
Okay.
You can't add any other kinds of flavors or anything like that.
Fair.
So yeah. So that is
no gasoline.
So wait.
No gasoline.
You can't add flavors. So obviously things like Fireball. Like things of
that's
this
not
nature.
bottled in bond or bonded.
Are you telling me that Fireball is not naturally like flavored like that?
It's not. That's an additive.
It's red cinnamon number 5. And then the other thing I thought that was interesting was that some people have compared bottled in bond to, in concept, to like a single malt whiskey.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's the same distiller, it's the same season. So you're not getting this,
there's lots of parameters put on it. Yep. Well, before you move on, we want to hear some more. But you know what we really want to hear?
What do you want to hear?
We want to hear the peel. So if you could just give us that sound.
Right into the
mic.
That's disappointing.
That was very smooth.
It was very smooth. It was very well perfed.
It was almost like it had like Vaseline on it.
It's as if the perf was bottled in bond.
So am I gonna do this?
Yeah, we want to hear that pop.
Ooh,
that was a good one.
That was a good pop.
Can I smell it?
Please. Okay, so I've watched your show.
Who hasn't?
Right. Am I right?
Yeah.
I've watched your show. And you guys give the notes before you smell or taste.
So you're not.
I am not going to do that. Okay. I'm going to make you guys tell me what you think.
All right. Well, I've been sick, like I've been saying for weeks now.
And Dustin's going to say it smells like bourbon.
It's going to, right.
Well, it smells like alcohol a lot of times.
So as you guys are smelling it, I'll give you the mash bill, which should sound familiar. 72% corn, 18% rye, 10% malted barley.
Why does that sound familiar?
Wait, say it again.
Because that's the same as the 1920.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's the exact same mash bill as the 1920.
Because I memorized mash bills.
No. I remembered.
It smells a lot like
you
the 1920.
Oh, banana?
There we go.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I don't
know if that's official. Or vanilla and banana?
Nanners.
Those are 2 that were on the...
Really?
Wow.
Yep.
Good for you.
Wow. Yep. My goodness.
Yep. They called it a blast of fruit.
Okay, I could see.
I can definitely get the banana
in the smoothie.
Another fruit that they said in there was green mango, so unripe mango.
I'm not sure I know what that's.
Yeah.
It's very specific.
Yeah, right. Leather worn in a movie, starring Jackie Chan and.
No, I would say more Alec Baldwin over Chan.
He's in a little hot water.
Yeah,
right
I really get that banana.
Okay, and then they also said floral.
I'm not getting a lot of floral on the nose. Is there any fig?
I could get floral. It's more subtle than like the withered oak that we had, or even what we tried today.
And then what's the last? There should be one more note you get out of this, is according to them.
I mean, they're gonna say wood or
oak.
Is it a quarter note?
Oak. More like a half note.
It's a clef note.
I'm gonna knock it over from these dangles.
Okay. All right. So you gonna taste? All right. Cheers.
Cheers. Wow, that is smooth.
There is still a bit
burn on the front of the tongue.
Yeah, and then
it
pepper.
definitely doesn't hit like the 1920.
Oh, okay.
Like right
I'm interested in what the difference was.
It's like more chest. 1920, it like lingers down here.
Yeah, because I feel it right here.
Yeah, it's a high burn.
I get pepper on the finish. Is what I taste. Proof on this is 100, so it's right at the threshold of bottled and bond.
I'm a pretty big fan of 100 proof. 90 to 100. On the 90 side, you've got stuff. I think if I'm right, like Buffalo Trace is 90. I think.
Right.
And I like that lower, especially if it's rye. I like a 90 to 100 rye quite a bit because it burns anyway.
Yeah.
And then to be able to, like, anything over that, it can be, unless it's old, it can be pretty cumbersome.
Overpowered.
Yeah. For me, anyway.
Right. Like, because I think what they say is typically anything over 90 proof is what they call a premium bourbon. But I mean, this is pretty smooth for 100 proof. Mm-hmm. And I read somewhere that, like, a lot of high-end places use this in their mixer for drinks because it's high proof, but you can still get the flavor of the other things.
And this is this isn't rye, right?
No, this is a straight bourbon.
A wheated mash?
No.
71.
Okay.
71 corn.
Corn.
12.
72.
But this is the first bottle that I've seen that's green. That's not rye.
Oh, yeah.
That's not true. That Calumet is green right there, and that's not rye.
Oh, that's true. Okay, well, I'm an idiot.
And that green Weller Special Reserve, that's a weeded bourbon, so there's no rye in that.
That's true,
I guess.
But I see what you're saying. Like normally when there's like
correct.
a green border.
Usually green is.
Yeah, that's the rye.
The turkey,
so
the
what
Wild
do we?
Turkey Rare Breeds rye.
Back to the flavor profile.
MSRP here, $50 to $55.
Oh,
and it's pretty easy to find. Right?
Yes, I got this at Deerberg's this morning.
Nice.
Yeah.
Deerberg's is a local grocery store.
Yes, similar to a
fancy grocery store.
Similar to a Wegmans or a Harris Teeter.
A Piggly Wiggly.
He goes to fancy grocery stores.
Yeah, what's the fancy grocery store in Texas?
This is where we need a buzzer.
H.E. Butts.
You guys are off topic.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Let's get back to the flavor profiles. I wood, like oak maybe.
New charred.
Okay, yeah.
New charred, and it's double oaked.
I would say there's
this is double oaked.
Bitter.
Yeah, 2 times new charred cask.
Bitter.
That's my thing. Dude.
Is it? Well, there was that.
It doesn't taste
like.
good.
Remember we talked about the fire on the bottling line. So they were the first ones to put it back in bottles.
Right.
Back in barrels.
And it's only 4 years, so I don't know how long the second aging goes.
Right.
Maybe they just put it in for a day to call it
double oak.
Well,
Woodford Reserve Double Oak is my favorite bourbon right now, by far. But then I've had other double oaks that I have started to find and purchase. They don't hold a candle to the Woodford Reserve. I mean, this is good, but I didn't realize this was double oak. They don't tout it from a marketing standpoint, like as part of the story.
Right. And so they're using the bottled and bond.
That's the
thing.
story.
That's their story.
Yeah.
Is that this is their homage to that time period.
Yeah.
So some other famous popular bottled and bond bourbons: Old Grandad, bottled and bond; Henry McKenna 10-year; Jim Beam bonded, which that brings the picture that I was telling you guys about earlier. My father-in-law has a bottle, an old decanter of Jim Beam bonded from 1949 that he got from his in-laws.
And it's still full?
And no. He uses it as a decanter.
Gotcha.
And it's just the coolest bottle. So I'll send you guys a picture of it.
Cool.
It's really cool. And then, of course, Colonel E.H. Taylor, small batch. Bottled. Oh, yeah. Heaven Hill, 7-year bottled and bond. Which, we've got right there. The thing about E.H. Taylor was that, as I get my other handout here, he was one of the guys who pushed for the passage of the Bottled and Bond Act of 1897.
To make it happen?
Yeah, to make it happen. He lobbied with the Secretary of the Treasury at the time, Congress, to pass this. So I
don't want to go too deep into the Colonel because I think at some point I will get lucky enough to find a bottle.
Yeah, and
we will do a show on it, but because it is one of my white whales right now. That and birthday; those are the 2 things I'm looking for.
Oh yeah, birthday bourbon.
September coming up, but
and then Old Forester too, like has a whole bunch of not just bourbon, but like Statesman,
single barrel,
single barrel, a whole bunch of kind of premium bourbons that are under the birthday threshold.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about this for a second because I do have a question. When we talked about the 1920, we talked about the fact that, like, or at least I did, that there was some kind of low shelf, bottom shelf Old Forester. It's like $19.99 a bottle or whatever.
Yep.
Did you read anything about that?
Is that the 86 proof or whatever?
I don't know what it is, but
I've
heard some very bad things about Old Forester. I hear very bad things and very great things. I don't hear a lot in the middle.
Maybe you know, but when we talked, the last episode that we did on Old Forester, they, released that low proof 86 cheapest version as a mixer to combat the cocktail culture. And so, I mean, that may be, the bad, low shelf kind that you're thinking if people are drinking it straight when it's meant for a mixer.
Yeah.
Well, that could be.
But I mean, everything that I've had of Old Forester, I've liked.
Yeah, same here. I haven't had the 1999 version. That, maybe.
Well, that's how I am too.
Maybe I come back with that one someday and we try that. Also,
I've never had a bad one either. You hear things. It's weird that you hear things. Like we mostly talk about stuff we like. We don't sit around talking about stuff we don't like.
Right.
Except for Smooth Ambler that you brought to a club meeting one time. Actually, it's not.
Well,
it's not terrible. No.
No, and Willet Pot Still. I listened to the episode on that. I'm not a huge fan of that. I mean,
it's mostly the bottle.
I don't.
And we've
really
heard
like
that across the board. Is most people have it because of the bottle, but it's
the bourbon itself is not very good.
Yep.
So you were talking a couple episodes ago about when you have multiple years of something. Yeah, the vertical.
Right, the vertical.
Yeah.
See, we did say that on. You didn't. You listen. You don't watch. It does pop up.
Oh,
on the YouTube
that's
channel.
okay.
Yeah.
So I see the Whiskey Row thing. The series is kind of a vertical where maybe one day we'll do a show where you have all 6.
Yeah.
And we taste them side by side and talk about the differences in each of them.
Absolutely.
It might be a fun night for club members in the future.
Yeah. I think there's certain bourbons that are kind of hand built for that.
Yeah.
I think Jefferson Oceans is built for that. Yeah. I think this is built for that. I think that there's a handful of those bourbons out there that just would make sense to do that way. Or, because I mean, like, the cool thing about Oceans is it is year over year, technically, but it's also voyage over voyage. Right. When they go to different places and the sea is different.
Well, and the mash bills are different. There are some that are wheated. Right. There are some that are rye. Yeah. There are some that are just straight bourbon.
That's exactly right.
Yeah. So, man, that's good. That's good bourbon, by the way. Okay, so notes on the taste and the finish. I think you guys nailed most of it. So they said a lot of sweet and spicy.
Yeah.
Dark fruit, mature oak. And they said well-rounded and balanced. So you get that balance of sweet and spicy.
I think it's very balanced.
Mm-hmm. And then, like you said, caramel and vanilla. You had vanilla on the nose.
Yeah.
They said there's some vanilla on the finish as well.
The dark fruit, if I'm lucky, that's a fig. I taste sort of a fig Newton-y.
This isn't Bottle and Bond. Are you telling us the right things?
Oh yeah, that's an ad for them. They want me to buy that one
for the 86 proof that we were talking about.
That. I did try to look up. I wasn't sure if these were the awards it's won. I was trying to look up if it's won any.
Oh, I'm sure everybody wins awards.
It seems like we have a theory around here that, like, if you just put anything in a bottle and you submit it,
you make
What did you call it?
They won grand champion at the Old Forester bourbon competition.
Right. Yeah.
Participation awards. Everybody gets a medal.
Got first, second, and third place at the Old Forester Awards.
Yeah. Is this the one that they won? Old Forester, I think, is one that won like best something at like a county fair or something.
Oh, like, Kentucky. Yeah, that was one. I did one.
Did you that?
I don't remember what it was, but
I thought it was Old Forester.
Yeah. But here's the thing about all this.
Yeah, man.
Here's the thing about all this. We're making fun of it and we're teasing. I bet you it's very strict.
Oh yeah.
And incredibly like up upper echelon.
Pinky out.
And we're just idiots.
Yeah.
I'm 100% sure that's true. That all of these are very prestigious awards.
Right. No, you win. Yeah. I mean, if you win something, that means you're doing something right. And that's what the research I said also said bottled in bond means it's not necessarily a stamp of quality, but it shows that the distiller knows what they're doing because they can't hide behind anything else.
Right.
Because if you get something bottled in bond and it tastes good, that means one season, just them.
Right.
And they're standing on their own.
From the water all the way to the barrels.
Yep.
Like everything they're doing.
The ingredients that they're putting in.
Yeah.
They know what they're doing. The distiller knows what they're doing.
Yeah.
So does it have to be like, say, bottled in bond? Like we talk a lot about these companies that go and procure stuff from MGP, and if it's one season of MGP, can they still say it's bottled in bond if they're releasing it, or do they have to distill it?
They have to distill it themselves. It's one distilling season.
Yeah.
Yep.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Well, do you have anything else?
No, I think that's all that I wanted to cover here.
I learned a lot, and I'm excited about. I mean, honestly, like just the voyage of enjoying something. I'll tell you, we've never shared this on the show, but the reason I like bourbon so much is that I'm not a person who's interested in collecting things. I don't want to have lots of clothes or cars or anything like that. The thing I like about bourbon is it's almost like the experience as the bottle goes down. You're having like community and relationships with people, telling stories, learning, and when the bottle's gone, that bottle has its own whole like list of stories. Now maybe it's just you're a drunk idiot in the basement. I don't know.
That could be a story.
That could be the story. But a lot of times it's a lot more than that. And even today, making history, first guest on the show. Hopefully not the last. Hopefully he'll come back. But man, what a fun time! And thanks for coming. And
thanks for having me.
Why are you laughing?
Because you always get deep at the end of these shows.
I don't care, man. I dig it.
Bring me a tear.
You're one glass in, man.
I'm more than one.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
We did an episode before this.
Green room. Oh, okay.
And
green room.
So, hey, no, I'm glad that you came.
Cheers.
It's a lot of fun. And I hope that folks at home got something out of it. Bottle and Bond.
Yeah.
Brought to you by the homie, John Kaelin. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers. Thanks for having me.
Yep.
Boop. That's good, John. That is good.